This is project 2A of chapter 2 in level 1. It is about using average functions and explore other functions as well. To start the project, you're going to be opening, hold on just 1 second. You're going to be opening, I'm sorry about that. You're going to be opening a file called DW_test. So go ahead and click on File, Open, and in Excel 2010 L1 folder, you go to Chapter 2 folder, which is Excel 2010 L1C2. That's Chapter 2. And then find DW tests, and then open it. And then you're going to save it as another file right away. So in that way you will keep, I'm going to click on Save As. You will keep the original file intact, so you're not going to make any changes. If you want to redo their project from the scratch, you can just go ahead and open DW test. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to name this as L1C2P2 DW test. I already created that file, so I didn't have to type it. So go ahead and click on Save. Replace it. Yes. Okay. Save it. Yes, I want to replace it. Not sure exactly what's going on. So let me go ahead and resave it as that. Save. Yes. Maybe I have that already open. Yeah, that's why. Yes. Oh, here's a good example. You may notice that you see inside of the Excel window, you have a little window of its own. Is the book, Excel book. So you may have to sometimes move it and then maximize it in order to see the rest of sheets. Sometimes your sheet tabs, such as sheet 1, 2, 3, would not show. So should that happen, just go ahead and move the Excel book title bar and then click on the maximize button, and then you'll see sheet tabs. Okay, so that was interesting. So let's take a look at what we have. This is technical support department, and then we have a few employees, and then we had 3 tests. So each employee took 3 tests, and we want to find out the average of each employee's 3 tests. So we can use a function. So normally you'll have a home tab by default. So to use a formula, you can just go ahead, click on the formulas tab, and then click on Insert Function, that big FX button, and we have this dialog box. It's called Insert Function, and oftentimes when you see a dialog box such as this, we may get a little bit overwhelmed because there's so much information. Sometimes dialog box get even more complex. But there's an easy way to tackle this complex dialog box. One is you move you read from the top left corner. So read from the title bar and then read the second line and take care of that if you want to, and have choices, and then explore that one at a time, and then go down to the next, and go down to the next, and go down to the next. And sometimes this dialog box could have two columns, one column and another column, so you will make a big letter N. So from the top left corner, take care of each options, go down, and then go to the top right corner, and then go down and take care of each options. And it's fairly simple that way. So you just basically take care of one thing at a time. But of course, once you get used to individual dialog box, it shouldn't be any problem at all. So here you could actually type or description of the function that you are looking for, because sometimes you don't know or may not know the name of function, or you may not know even certain function actually exist. So you can type the description. So let's say get average, and then go, and then you'll see a few functions about getting the average. So if you click on one function here from the selection, and right below the box it has a description of the function and how to use it perhaps. And even further, let me go back to average. You can click on help on this function, and this is really a fantastic tool because it tells you what this function is, how it works, and how you can set it up, and then certain tips and remarks, and then even examples. So all you need to know about function, you can find it from that help. So anyway, I'm going to choose the average function and then click on OK. And then it shows a follow-up dialog box and the function arguments. Okay, so what is a function and what is arguments? Well, function in this case is average. So the name of the function is average. And the argument is something that you put into the function. So for example, this is the argument, and the name of the function is average. So argument is in this case, a range of cells that you put into the average function, and then the average function will return or send it back the average of whatever the range of cells that you enter here. In this dialog box, it actually gives the actual data. So for example, if you look at it here, the first number is a 0.91, second one is a 0.87, third one is 0.82. So these are coming from these cells. So 91% in either way of writing it is a 0.91, and 87% is 0.87, and so on. So it actually it shows the actual value of the cells in this range, also known as argument. And then if you look down here, it actually gives the result of the average, 0.8666 and infinity. So that in terms of percentage, it'll be 86.66% infinity. And And also it also explains what number 1, what here and over here means. So you can go add up to 255 numeric arguments and so on, and here's a formula result. So if you look at it one at a time, it makes total sense. And also it provides a lot of information. But of course it's very different if you look at the whole dialog box and try to comprehend it at once. It's going to be very difficult until you get used to that dialog box. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and click on OK, and it gives you 87%. And just like any other way, I'll just field handle, click, and all the way down here. And so here we have, and I'm looking at page number, I started from page number 47, and I'm looking at page number 48. I'm going to go ahead and save it first. Just like any data, it is possible that you will need to change or update data. So let's see, I'm going to change B9. Where's B9? There go. I can kind of see it because the row heading and the column heading gets highlighted as I click on each cell. So if I don't get it right, I can kind of still see it that way. Okay, from 50% to 70%. Here, oopsie, I need to put the alarm lock on, and 70%. You don't have to put percentage symbol because it is already formatted as a percentage. So you just type in 70 and C9. So I guess Terry gets new scores. Maybe she retake the test. 70%, enter, and 70%. So she got all good, better grades. So her average turns into 70%. Okay, so B14 down here, it's going to be 70. So instead of a 0, D14, which is that one, and it's 70, enter, and D16, where's D16? Again, this is 70. And notice that the average got changed and or updated because, again, we are not using actual, we don't have actual numbers or digits. We have function or formula, and in the formula we have function, and then within the parentheses we have an argument, which is a range of cells. All right, let's see, and I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and save it and move on to project 2B.